Tried to go and do this without any problems, and immediately OBS unassigns my mic. Perfect. This is not going to be your typical, your normal, your average, your professional. There's a lot of fucked up things about this, but it's me. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the event. I will not lie, I was getting a little sweaty. I already went through one song before Realize started. And I was like, oh god, what do I do? Do I pivot? Do I just go to Mario Odyssey? But yeah, we're here for something that I have been working on for the past month, on and off, but it felt like a month of work. I understand why these things are so expensive, but help? There's no help. Yeah. It is no secret to those who know me that I've very much fallen down the rabbit hole of the VTubing space. And I've thought about it for a long time, procrastinated a lot, but I decided, you know what? Maybe I will. And so I did. So no super grand reveal. Hello. Here it is. This is what I've been working on for the past month. This took so much work to get going. I swear to God, Live 2D is pain. It is absolute pain, but I got it working. It's not completely done, but I think for what you see on stream, it's pretty much there. The physics on the hair absolutely took a lot of time, but it was worth it. I'm mostly happy with it, except for the fact that my eyes are struggling to stay open, but that's just virtue of the fact that I have a webcam and not an iPhone. But yeah, this is what it is. I almost made it without telling anybody about it. I was forced to leak it by one 8 Bearings photo. He squeezed it out of me, and honestly, it was not that hard. But yeah, this is my final form. Not the final form. What I'm going to use it for, I think, is going to be a case-by-case basis for the most part. Like, when it comes to... Hold on, I need to fix the eyes. This is never going to go smoothly. Let's see. This will be a case-by-case basis where, like, if I play a game where I feel like the webcam doesn't add a whole lot to it, then I'll definitely use the model. But for, like, Souls games and stuff, I will probably still use webcam. At least that's the idea. I think I forgot to put on music. I think one or the other may take over at some point, but we'll see what happens. We're all playing it. We're playing it by feeling. Hold on, I need to fix something. Welcome to the stream. Let me know if the music is the right volume. Okay, that should be good. I'm back. And now there's music. I'm sorry for the... What's it called? For the silence. Anyways. Can you hear the music? Why can't you hear the music? It's super low. Is it good? How is the music in comparison to my voice? It's, of course, gotta be Zelda and chill. What else would I pick? Yeah. This is the model. This is the design. As you can see, everything is put together if the tracking would cooperate. Everything's put together, but the legs have nothing. This model is like 80% complete, I think. There are some design elements that I forgot. Like, I'm supposed to have a scar over my eye, and the pants had more details that I forgot to put in. But you know what? I spent so much time working on this that fuck it. This will progressively get better as time goes on. I will continue to work on it. But yeah, for now, it is what it is. So you got the green, of course. Green has always been my favorite color, and if I was gonna have any design, it was gonna be this. For those who are unfamiliar with katakana, this says virus in katakana. I was a little iffy if I wanted to put virus on there because the loose concept of the character is I am a computer virus that almost got deleted during completion, hence my IRL health conditions. And then virus is symbolizing that, but considering the state of the world a couple years ago, I don't know if it's in the best taste to have virus proudly displayed like that, but you know what? It's fine. I could change it later if I want. And then this is a USB. Don't ask me what's on it because I don't know. But the kanji on it says kokoro for heart. It all makes sense. Nothing's changed except I have a model and I loosely integrated lore into what I already had. Yeah, that's basically it for the model. No huge showcase. Air moves. This took a lot more work than you would think. And yeah. So I've gone back and forth whether or not I wanted to do the traditional debut type stuff. And I literally, like 5 minutes before starting the stream, watched a video of why indie VTubers shouldn't debut. But fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway. I already prepared it, and I want to talk about things that I enjoy, okay? Now I understand why people are nervous for big actual debuts, because I feel it a little bit. Okay. So, part of this debut is I'm tricking all of you into learning. Some of you already know, but some of you are going to leave this stream with at least a little bit of knowledge. Oh, tomate kudasai. I have totally been making content for 13 years. I know what I'm doing. Did not find window capture. Welcome to your very first coding lesson while we talk about the things that I like in this world. So in typical VTuber fashion, we're going to go over who am I, what do I do, what are my interests, things like that. So, my name is Jason. No. Yes, my name is Jason. My username is CorruptedPulse, but you can call me Jason. I don't have like a special VTuber name or anything like that. I just call me Jason, CorruptedPulse, whatever. If the website's Twitch, my username is corrupted_pulse because somebody took my username and doesn't use their account, as typically happens. I am currently 27 years old. That is no secret. I am 3 years away from being old. My birthday, February 27th. I expect presents from everybody in the forms of send me fan art of my favorite characters, which you will definitely be able to see by the end of this. 6'2". I don't know if my model comes across at this. I will be honest, I don't draw men. So this is kind of just, I did what I did. I did what I could. As mentioned, the light lore is computer virus. I don't really have a lot going on with like actual lore. I've written up some things, but then like I kind of got to a point where like there's so many holes in this, so many details that I have to figure out. Whatever. Computer virus, something about Y2K, blah blah blah. Languages that I speak, I listed English, Japanese, and Spanish. For the specifics, I am native English. I am a full-blooded American. That's not actually true, but you know. I born and raised in American, so American. I am native. Japanese is one of my current passions in life. I think I'm somewhere near intermediate. I don't know if I can exactly claim it yet, but I could say that I'm close to intermediate. Say something in Japanese. Boku no mae wa Jason desu. 27歳です。誕生日は2月27日? I think. I'm not great at speaking. I understand way more Japanese than I can actually produce. Spanish, I understand a little bit. I took it in high school and I've retained a decent amount of it when I had to talk to Spanish-speaking customers at work. It was all right. I could understand the gist of a lot of things, but maybe one day, if I ever actually get to high-level Japanese, I'll go back to Spanish. Okay, and now part of what I have been looking forward to talking about. Oh god, wait. You didn't see anything. You didn't see that. I forgot to change that. There you go. My likes. There are things that can boil me down. There are things that can boil me down into who I am and the things that I like. And I've kind of accepted that. And those things are video games. Video games have been a huge part of my life for my entire life. And more than anything, if there was something that I can't live without that's more or less superfluous, like not actually essential, like family, friends, or whatever, it would be video games. In some way, shape, or forms, video games have to be in my life in some way. Then there's anime and manga. Unfortunately, over the past 4 years, I have been less into anime and manga, not through virtue of losing interest, but like not prioritizing free time at all. I don't think I really watched much of anything between 2020 and 2022, but I have started catching up on anime, and we'll talk about that in the next slide. But I love anime a lot. I love manga, and I'm glad to be back in it, and I kind of have found my spark in absorbing the mediums again. Another one is art. Art is another thing that it hasn't necessarily been around my life throughout the entirety of it. I have definitely been drawing my whole life, but I started taking it seriously around high school, and ever since then I have had a life goal of just being a great artist. I will spend hours, if unchecked, just scrolling through Twitter and other art sites, just looking at the amazing things that people make. And that's another thing that I don't want to live without at this point. Superheroes, it's a little complicated nowadays. I definitely still love superheroes, but compared to like 3 years ago, I have definitely cooled on it, as most people have with the MCU. MCU was a huge part of my interest in superheroes. It existed outside of that, but I was binging MCU movies just for the hell of it. I've rewatched pretty much every one of them 2-3 times each, and now it's kind of like, I am behind on 3 shows. I've seen all the movies, but I don't know. When the new Spider-Man movie comes out, though, I'm all over it. But yeah, superheroes are cool. That's all I have to say at this point. Graphic design is my passion. It's definitely my passion with trying to get assets together for this. Next one, VTubers. I have been very kind of like, no, I don't like VTubers, or even kind of stopped myself from fostering the interest. But about 2 years ago, I was like, you know what? I like VTubers. And about 3 months ago, I was like, fuck it. I don't care who knows. This is like a huge part of my life. A huge percentage of my existence right now is interacting with VTuber content in one way or another. And now even more, now that I have my own model. We don't talk about the last one. You weren't supposed to see that. Dislikes. Being tired. I'm a little better nowadays, but I've struggled with sleep since probably high school. Even before that, since like 8th grade, I could never stay asleep through the whole night. I could never stay up during the whole day. Being tired is just a disgusting feeling, and I hate it. If I am even the slightest bit tired, I can't concentrate on anything. Spoilers. I am very particular, almost to a fault, with spoilers, where I don't want to know anything. If a game comes out and it's getting 9s, 10s, I don't want to know. I want to find out if it's good myself. If I hear the slightest thing about an anime, a game, I will remember it forever. I swear to God, my memory is like a goldfish due to ADHD, but if I hear a spoiler, I will never forget it. I will never ever forget it. And that is unfortunate. So, don't tell me anything. Don't tell me shit about shit, all right? I was a little hesitant about putting extroverts on here because it feels a little weird. It feels a little bit more like hostile than I intended. There's a specific reason why I put extroverts on here, and that is because at least in my last time working in customer service, there were a lot of people who were like quote unquote extroverts, but the way that they go about conversation is like they're basically talking at you, but they're the same people who want you to talk more, but when you talk to them, they don't listen because they're too busy talking about whatever they're talking about. Other than that, if you're not like that, you're cool. Internet comments was another one that's like, what's he trying to get at here? Internet comments are annoying. Social media is annoying. Honestly, like I can read like 3 comments on Instagram before being like, okay, I need to go doing something else. And that's honestly a good thing. I need to spend less time on social media so I can actually work towards goals and stuff. But people are just like annoying sometimes, you know? This is the greatest movie of all time, and I will accept no other argument. That kind of mentality has been very much fostered over the internet the past 5 years, I feel like, and And tomatoes. Don't like tomatoes. Never have. There are a lot of things that I've grown to like as I grew older, but tomatoes, nah. I like tomato soup, it's decent. I like tomato products, but tomatoes themselves, there's no point. I will never put it on a burger. Hobbies. Notice a pattern here. Making video games. I really like making video games. I think as I do it more, I'm starting to understand a little bit more as to what about making video games I like. Because on a lot of my projects that I've done, I get to the point where everything as far as code goes is pretty much solid. But then when I have to get to level design, it just completely stalls and I don't want to work on it anymore. Which is good compared to the opposite, because the goal was to write code for video games for a living. So that being the most fun part is helpful. Playing video games. As I mentioned before, I love video games. Playing video games has been a huge part of my life since, as far as I can remember, I've been playing video games. My first memory in life was getting Pokemon Silver and loving that. I have so many memories just playing Sonic Adventure when I had to go to work with my mom on the community TV, etc., etc., etc. Playing video games is one of the best joys in life. The productivity YouTubers that say you gotta quit video games, nah. Watching video games. This is a blessing and a curse. I really love watching people play video games, streaming, let's playing, various other forms of content, but it is by far the biggest time sink of my life since 2010, and probably the reason why I don't have a solid career yet. I spend so much time watching people play games and it's not healthy, but I can't stop. Art again, drawing. Especially recently, which I'm so happy about, because 2020 was a weird time. It was necessary, but it was weird, where I kind of stopped all of my interests outside of trying to work towards my career. But drawing has been there at least since 2011, I think. And I've recently found the spark again. I've been drawing so much. That's why this wasn't last week. There were some changes that I just did the past couple days, but I meant to debut last week, but I've been drawing. I've been drawing a lot. I've put everything else on the back burner to just draw. If I accomplish nothing else, we'll get to that. And language learning. I love language learning so much, specifically Japanese, but also when it comes to just language learning in general. What time is it? Okay. I love the theory behind language learning, even though I need to kind of stray myself away from that because it's taking more time away from actually learning the language. But language learning is cool. I recommend it. It's very time consuming, but I recommend it. Speed this up a little bit so I can get to the Mario. Favorite games. This is a turbulent topic. I feel like this will have to have some changes in the future, but for now, my favorite games are Marvel Spider-Man, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That actually did make it to my second position. It may even be my first favorite game of all time now. I absolutely loved Rebirth so much. Persona 5 Royal, really good game. It is the first... That's not true. It's the first video game that's ever made me cry, and I love going back every once in a while and watching people play a little bit of the game, like play the first palace, the third palace, whatever. Kingdom Hearts 2. 0.5. Kingdom Hearts 2 is a really good game, but the memories of playing it with Albert and Eli were definitely enhancing to the experience, and I am looking forward to playing it again at some point in the near future. Anime was a little bit harder to pin down for my favorites. I've said for a while that the original Dragon Ball is my favorite, and I still think that's pretty true. Even though I watched the original Dragon Ball in 2015, I think, it was transformative to my taste in anime. I absolutely love fight choreography because of Dragon Ball, and ever since, it's just been a pillar in everything that I watch. No, Yuri, I'm sorry. This was a very complicated list to make. I need to rewatch Dragon Ball at once, but I'm kind of saving it so I can get my hands on the manga. But Dragon Ball's, the original, is really good. Z is good too, but I have a lot more fondness for the original Dragon Ball. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I think, is the easy number 2. It's really good. This is also like Kingdom Hearts. The experience... Oh, God. Didn't see anything. Like Kingdom Hearts 2, the experience playing or watching JoJo and just kind of having the community around it and how much we've talked about JoJo together has elevated the experience beyond what it already is. Part 6 is my favorite. That's a little weird. I haven't finished the Part 6 anime, so let's say Part 4 is my favorite. For the JoJo anime, Part 4 is my favorite. I think I gave Part 4 a 10 out of 10, actually. And I don't think I would change that, even years later. Quintessential Quintuplets. I was obsessed for like 2 years. I was absolutely obsessed with Quints. I watched both seasons of the anime. I read the manga front to back even after I had already watched season 1 and 2. I bought all the physical manga. I downloaded the Japanese only game and played the puzzle game in Japanese. I had a vicious brainworm for Quints. I swear to God. Yotsuba is my favorite, and if you're mad about her winning, read between the lines. It's it's the right choice. Okay, these two, I don't know. After Quints, I am not confident in my picks. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, I think, would still be what I consider the best anime on a more objective sense. Like, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is really good, and I don't really have any problems with it. But is it my favorite in 2024? I don't know. I think I like it enough for it to be at this spot on the list, but it is what it is. Kill la Kill is even more of a question mark. I've watched a decent amount of anime. I'm not like an anime guru that's seen like 300 series, but I've seen more anime than to have like a top 3 and then a question mark. Kill la Kill is really good. It's another series that I wouldn't have too many complaints about it, and I think it would be deserving of being on this spot. But if you would have asked me like 3 days ago when I was editing this document, I don't think I would have put it on there. Honorable mention is the One Piece anime. I didn't put One Piece's anime on here because in total I've probably seen like 50 episodes of the One Piece anime, as we'll see the reasoning why in a moment. But especially right now, since Wano started, the One Piece anime is so good, and I feel very happy in that I'm being brought back to the Naruto days, where I'd read the new chapter of Naruto when it came out, and then when the new episode dropped, I'd watch it as it came out. And I'm basically there with One Piece again, where on Sunday, I read the new chapter on Saturday. I watch the new episode. It's so good. One Piece is better than it's ever been, and there's some crazy shit that I can't wait to see in the anime. I've actually started rewatching it in Japanese just for the sake of, like, it's something. It's probably not the best study material, but it's something. One Piece is boring after the time skip. It takes a while. It gets there. Fishman Island is usually the more questionable arc, and then it ramps up. I promise. Also honorable mention, Jujutsu Kaisen. I have been keeping quiet about it a little bit on stream, but I have been rewatching Jujutsu Kaisen, and they got me. I rewatched season 1 again. I liked it a lot more than I did the first time. I watched Jujutsu Kaisen 0. The movie was really good, and season 2, I'm 3 episodes in, and if it keeps going in the direction that it's going, it might crack this list. I know that there are some things about JJK, but I'll enjoy it for as long as I can, and I'm enjoying it right now. Keeping this information classified. I've been keeping it a secret. This model and JJK have been my biggest stream secrets for the past month. No Liko Rico. Liko Rico is one that I really enjoyed, but I've talked to you about this when I first watched it. I feel like binging it was the wrong move for me, which is why I have a 3 episode rule now, where I watch no more than 3 episodes of an anime at a time. I can watch like multiple series, so I could watch 2 episodes of this, 3 episodes of that, but I won't watch any more than 3 episodes at a time, just because I feel like Liko Rico would have benefited from me doing that. Then we have manga. I try to read more manga. I always convince myself that manga is easier to get into than anime, just because you can like pick it up and put it down very easily. But I realize I haven't watched that many manga, or read that many manga. Number 1, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I've only read parts 6 and 7, and then I've started 8, but I haven't actually continued on with it, even though I really need to. Too many people read Steel Ball Run and then stop, and I don't want to be one of those people anymore. JoJo's really good. JoJo's anime is... I keep messing up my words. The manga is really good. I fell in love with Stone Ocean with the manga. I haven't finished the anime, partly because I've already read the manga, but I don't know. I feel satisfied. I definitely will go back to Stone Ocean after I finish JJK, but Steel Ball Run, I think, is objectively the best. It's a subjective opinion, but on an objective sense, part 7 is the best. Part 6 is my favorite. When will we start reading part 8? I have started reading part 8. I've gotten like 15 chapters. Bloom Into You is a next manga after part 8. One Piece, it was a debate between JoJo and One Piece, but I feel like I had this similar situation with One Piece where I started One Piece and was trying to blast through it to catch up, and I didn't appreciate the manga as much as I should have. So maybe one day I'll do the crazy thing and go through it all over again. But One Piece is really good. Reading it week to week right now since the end of Wano has been crazy. We're in like the final section of One Piece. That's not a secret. And every chapter is crazier than the last. One Piece is so good. Read it. Read it. Naruto, was not in my favorite anime. I watched all of the Naruto anime as far as the canon bits go, and I just couldn't put it up there. Naruto is too much filler, and the anime ruins it for Naruto fans because everybody's like, oh, Naruto's too long, it has too much filler. Read the manga, there's no filler, and it's good. It's better even. Spoilers. Nah. Yeah, Naruto's good. Naruto has been there for pretty much my entire life. I found Naruto on Toonami when we were still in the land of the waves. Like Naruto versus Haku, the first 20 episodes. I found it on Toonami. I watched Neji versus Naruto on the family TV during Thanksgiving, and I've been following it ever since. I am not a Boruto fan. I've tried, I got 80 episodes in, and it's just not the same. Naruto's great. Read the manga. Read manga. Read. Quintessential Quintuplets, another double entry here. The manga is pretty similar to the anime, but I think there's enough different to warrant reading the manga, especially towards the end. It's good. That's part of the brain rot. Unit in the Haunted Hot Springs is a manga. Moving on. Musical artists. Hey! Musical artists, my favorite. I've gone down the rabbit hole. It's not hentai. I've gone down the rabbit hole of Japanese music. I feel like I've been listening to a lot more rap these days because I've kind of gotten burnt out on my Japanese music. I need to start diving for some more, but as far as my favorites go, these three are absolutely up there. Fake Type is a Japanese electro swing rap band, and I love them. We call them Japanese clown music, and it's great. I have listened to so much. I think they've been top 2 for the past 2 years. And on top of the music that they make, which I already love, they also produce a lot of songs for other artists, and it's great. It's hard to describe, and I feel like it's an acquired taste sometimes to get into Fake Type, but it's good. Ori Calliope, controversial, but I love Callie's music. And she just announced a new album yesterday, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I think number 1 for the past 2-3 years has been Callie, and I'm proud. Otto is another one where I love her music. I feel like a problem with Fake Type and Otto, and this is normal for artists, but for some reason with the people that I listen to, I'm not used to it. They don't put out enough music. Fake Type is not as glowing of a review because they haven't put out music in a little while. And same thing with Otto. She puts out singles every once in a while. I think there's a new one coming out later this week. But if there was a consistent flow with the music like there are with like VTuber covers and originals, then there would be no question. But Otto is great. These top 3 artists I have seen live in one way or another. And it was great. I wish I could go back to each and every one and experience them again, but that's how concerts go. The other 2, I'm really bad at making top 5s apparently. The other 2 are kind of generalized to encompass my taste in music. WDFA is a group of rappers around like Shofu and them that are kind of nerdcore. Not all of the stuff they make is nerdcore, but by far the most rap I listen to is by people in that group. If I wanted to name a specific one, it would be Peso Pete and Token Black. Those are my, yes, his name is Token Black. Those are my two favorites. I listen to them almost every day. But I like rap. I've been going back to a lot of like 2011 classics recently, and good. Modern Capcom is an interesting thing to put on here because it doesn't really mean anything. Modern Capcom means Casey Edwards. I think his name is Victor that collabs with Casey. I should have looked it up, but Capcom's been doing a lot of collaborations with bands or Devil May Cry, and then OK Rock did a collab with Monster Hunter Break, whatever the Niantic mobile game is. They did a song for them, and ever since, One OK Rock is a band I need to check out, and all of the songs are really good. If Capcom can continue doing collaborations like this, I would be very happy. And VTubers, top VTubers would be Mori Calliope. She was the second, along with Lie Malicious, to make me be like, okay, I like VTubers now. As you see, she's my second favorite artist. I think she mixes between first and second, but yeah. There's a lot to it where I relate a lot to her and the things that she like talks about on stream. So she's undoubtedly number one. Lie Malicious, I think, is number two. I typically don't think of her in the top 5, but she is a VTuber and she is top 2, top 3. I just love watching Limes a lot. She's the VTuber that made me like VTubers because she was the one that showed me that like not all VTubers are like ooh anime, I'm a character, blah blah blah. If that's your bag, that's your bag, but I've never been into that side. Nekomato Kayu, Japanese VTuber. I don't know what it is about her, but for years I've just been like, I'll sit down and watch a Japanese only stream. I only understand like 10% of what she's saying, but I'll watch it. Hakos Bales and Iris are 4 and 5. I really like watching their streams. I don't watch a lot of VTuber streaming. Honestly, a lot of my interaction is with like music and clips, but all the ones on this list I will actually like sit down and watch the stream. Shout out to Hakos Bales for my inspiration for Liza P. When I felt like giving up, I'd open her stream and like, she did this? I'm like, oh yeah, she did it. All right, fuck it. I guess I gotta do it too. But yeah, that's my favorites. It feels like I'm taking a long time to do with it. I hope this isn't too boring. Like I said, I watched the video on why indie shouldn't debut. And I was like, maybe I should just skip to Mario Odyssey. Yeah, we're almost done. Yeah, this is the yapping stream. This is exactly what I wanted it to be. There were a little nerves for some reason at the beginning, even though I should be used to streaming, but we're back now. We in the normal shit. For streams, I want to try and do some wacky shit. Part of my motivation for being a VTuber is there's a lot of content that people do for VTubing that I kind of want a part of, and this is a little bit of an avenue to do it. So yeah, let's get into it. I've pretty much given you all the lore that I have right now. Brief lore breakdown is like, I was gonna like jokingly have a goal Like if we get 2 follows today and get to 100 followers, I'd share the lore, but it barely exists. The lore is in 1997. So a guy in the tech industry, whatever the tech industry was in 97, got brutally fired from his position and then made a computer virus to guarantee the success of Y2K, which, for those who aren't fully familiar, Y2K is like, people thought that because of the year switching over to 2000, computers would stop working because of how that they were programmed. So basically the virus was made to make sure that Y2K actually destroyed all of the computers. But he got shut down. I was sent out incomplete. I got trapped in the antivirus since 2016, and I got broken. I'm broken and don't have a lot of knowledge of the world for the past 8 years. If you know, you know. That's pretty much all the lore I have right now. Yeah. Stream content. The types of streams that I want to do are gaming streams, of course, creative streams. The original like snowball to get this VTuber stuff rolling was I wanted to start doing drawing streams, and I felt like doing a drawing stream with a webcam didn't really feel like necessary, I guess. I know there are people that do it, but like, how much does webcam add when I'm just staring at my drawing tablet 90% of the time? So I made a PNG, and then PNG Tuber Plus did not have a way to zoom out on your model until an update that I didn't download till like a week ago. So I was like, well, my model is too big and I don't feel like changing it. Fuck it, I'll learn Live 2D. So creative streams, I'm going out of order, but fuck it, dude. Creative streams, I want to do a variety of things like drawing for the most part. I could try new things like 3D modeling, pixel art, game development, making more live 2D models. I don't have a date on that because, as I said at the top, this was a lot. Part of it was all the physics going on with like clothes, the necklace, and the hair, but making a live 2D model is hard. So I need a break. Yeah. I don't have a frequency. I had very ambitious plans for stream, but things are a little turbulent right now, so we're kind of doing things as they do. But I'm sure we'll have a drawing stream at some point. I need to make emotes. I have some ideas, but I'm tired of these emotes. I hate them. Back to gaming. I'm a little up in the air as to what I want to do for games. I think I'm opening it up a little bit more. The main type that you'll see are smaller experiences, like 10 to 20 hour games. Sorry, I needed water. 10 to 20 hour games that we could finish in a couple streams will probably be the primary. Be that indie games, short like Nintendo games that I can beat in a session or two, etc., etc. I want to play a bunch of indie games for the sake of learning more about games with game development. Souls-like, that's still going to continue. I think that's a up in the air type thing where I don't know how much I'm going to use the VTuber model. I'm thinking that for Souls games, I still use webcam just because those lend themselves a little bit more to having lively camera compared to like Mario Odyssey or Animal Well, which I do want to play. The next Souls game that we're playing is Shadow of the Erdtree, which comes out at the end of the month. We'll get into my plans in a little bit. And trash games. Trash games is something that I want to try. I really want to just like go on Steam and play random games. There was a couple cases where I just found a free game on Steam and played it just on Discord. I think Pineapple on Pizza and Arrow a Row are two examples of that, where they're just free to play short experiences that I just found and play. And I want to do that. I want to play bad superhero games. I want to just play random stuff. So that is potential content. Frequency for games will be 2. This scale doesn't mean anything because it's changed since I made it, but more than anything, you will see gaming streams. You will have to get me to a milestone for me to play a data design game. Yeah, more than anything, you'll see gaming streams. Occasionally, you'll see creative and special streams. Special streams will be kind of like streams like this, but more focused, where I just talk about stuff. I don't know if you know this about me, but I love talking about things. I'm not a talkative person unless I'm talking about something I want to talk about. And I've been wanting to do that on stream for a long time. So we're going to do it. Reviews, tier list, top 5, 10, whatever. Challenges, learning streams where I talk about learning Japanese. We play games that teach Japanese and stuff like that. I definitely want to play Resident Evil, at least one of them, for the sake of like getting experience with every genre of game in one way or another at some point. But yeah, talking streams is something that I've really looked forward to. Since 2020, I've been really into like gaming news podcasts just talking about games, and it's my dream. If I could do anything for a living, it would just be like talking about games. I don't know if it would go full game journalism or have a podcast where talk about various topics, review games on a podcast, whatever. I'm not exactly pursuing that, but it would be cool. If I could wave a magic wand, that's just what I would do. This will also be semi-frequent or less frequent. I think special streams would show up more than drawing streams, but we'll see. As for days of week, 2 days a week is going to be the average on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I think those will be my stream days. Streams can be anywhere from an hour, which I'll have to allow myself to stream for an hour. And then it could go as long as 6. Since I'm only streaming twice a week, I got to put in hours to actually finish games. Liza P took us like 3 months to beat, and that's unacceptable. I don't want that to happen again, especially with other Souls games that are similar in length. So 3 hours, 6 hours, I think could be the average. And then if I have a day free, likely on a Saturday, then we can do extra streams, whether it be to play more of a game, to do a special stream, whatever. There's no rhyme or reason except for the fact that I will probably stream Tuesday, Thursday, sometime Saturday. Outside of that, it could happen. It likely won't. That's the kind of thing to keep. That's a whole commitment. That's why I don't like story games. I know it was much easier when I was streaming 5 days a week, but nobody has time for that. Unless I'm getting bans for this, I can't stream that much. And then to wrap up the VTuber debut, you could take a peek into my goals. I separated these into my various goals for career, life, personal. My career goal is to become a full-time game developer. I've found a lot of joy in game development, and I think it's something that I could definitely do for a living. I always go back and forth because, especially in times like this, where I'm really into drawing, where maybe I could do art for a living, and then somebody pops up on my timeline of like, hey, emergency commissions, I'm in the hospital, family emergency, something, something, something. I really need commissions, please. And that makes me not want to be a full-time artist in the slightest. I really don't want to have to go through that. I commend you though. If you're a full-time artist and accept the risks, you're stronger than I am. Yeah, I miss the everyday stream era, but it's just not the time for it anymore. Hey, life goal. I mentioned this earlier as well. If I accomplish nothing else in my life, and I've said this for years, if I accomplish nothing else, I want to be an incredible artist. That kind of flies in opposition to the career goal, but it is what it is. I want to be an amazing artist above anything else, honestly. Whether I make a living off of it or not, I want to be incredible. I want people on average to look at my art and go, holy shit, that is my goal. Personal goal, I want to get to native level Japanese. I have been working on it on and off. I've been fairly consistent, but I haven't been putting in the amount of time that's necessary to get to a goal like this. But one day I'll make it. One day I will be absolutely Nihongo Jozu. Slow and steady, I guess. Until I get a career going, it will be a thing that I work on the side, as it should be. But learning Japanese is so fun, though. Sometimes I can't stop myself from studying rather than doing anything else. I know you've been studying, right? Right? Dream goal. My dream goal as an artist is to work with HoloLive in some way. For VTubers, you could probably tell by my list of favorite VTubers, but I'm more a HoloLive fan than I am a VTuber fan. If that makes sense. Like HoloLive is a specific section of the VTubing world, and I'm way more dialed into that than I am to VTubers at large. And if I could get a thumbnail, if I could get some art for a music video, that would be great. It's a lofty goal because there are incredible artists that they already work with, and there are incredible artists that they haven't worked with yet. So I'm really gonna have to put my whole into it if I want to actually accomplish it. But I'm willing to fight for it. I mean, truthfully, that's all you need. I watched a video that was talking about like the basics that you need for Japanese, like the bare minimum things, and you already know them like well, like sumimasen, arigato, konnichiwa. I think that was the only 3 that they listed. If you have those 3, you're good. Yeah. It's a lofty goal, and it stresses me out a little bit because who knows? Who knows how long the current set of HoloLive VTubers will be around? It could be 5 more years. It could be 1 more year. I don't know. So if I can fit in time to better my art and then start getting myself out there, because I haven't posted since like 2020, I think. I need to. It's also a reason why I prioritize Japanese a little bit, because like, what if my Japanese VTubers graduate? It sucks. I want to be able to learn the language and appreciate their streams while they're here. But again, who knows how long they will be around. They've already been here for 5 years, so it's like maybe they'll be here for another, maybe they'll be blah blah blah. Inside baseball, a lot of them are around my age. So will they be still doing it in like 20 years? 20 years is a lot. And even like 10 years is a lot to consider. Like, even knowing my own life, 5 years, 10 years from now, I think things will be completely different. Stream goal. Keep streaming. Streaming has been very inconsistent over the past 6 years? Holy shit. 2018? Oh god. I just made everybody old. Because 2018 is when I started taking breaks from stream, and I've been like on and off ever since. I want to keep streaming. I want whatever system I need to implement, whatever schedule, I want to stream at least semi-regularly. That's what I plan to do. All before I hit 30? Maybe. At the very least, I want to hit that career goal before 30. Holy shit. I think everything here is doable within the next 3 years. Life goal, maybe not, but that's a life goal for a reason. But yeah, I'll work towards it, and hopefully I'll maintain. I'll achieve some things. But that is pretty much it for the Yapathon. I hope this was at least mildly entertaining. It's nice to talk about the things I like. I will definitely go in depth with a lot more of this stuff during stream. We'll have updates to favorite anime. We'll have updates to favorite games. Talk more about Japanese. Probably talk more about VTubers, etc., etc., etc. But this is the basic amount of information that you need to know me. New look, same me. Streams will continue as normal now that the cat is out of the bag and I don't have to worry about it anymore. This model will be updated. I think I mentioned that earlier, but I'll progressively adjust things to make it better. And then maybe a year from now, if we can actually pick up Steam 2.0, maybe. I've never commissioned anybody. Everything I've ever done, every asset you've ever seen has been done by me. So that would be an interesting change, especially with how expensive these are. And I understand now. But yeah, that's going to be it for the debut. Thank you for listening to me ramble on. It's time to play the number 5 game of all time, Super Mario Odyssey. I want to do another, like, beat it in one stream, but I have not played Super Mario Odyssey since the last time we did a fast walk. So the moon skip, I have not practiced. The rest of the game, I have not practiced. So it's going to be all on instinct, what I remember, and just general what I've played. My record for beating the game, I think, was 3 hours and 20 something minutes. We're not beating that today. I promise you, unless we get Moonskip quick, which I hope we don't spend as long as I did last time on it, we're not beating sub 3. I have not done any preparation, but we'll do it anyway. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. The question is,